Hello, social sellers. George is here, and welcome to today's episode. Today, we're going to talk about how you can turn $5 into $650. You may think that, well, five is almost no money or is a little bit money, but I'm going to give you some examples at the beginning. So it gives you the idea that, yes, some people literally they can start their business out of nothing with $0. One of the example is Grant Cardone, is well-known billionaire, and there is a show on CNBC. It's called the Undercover Billionaire, and on that show they take a billionaire and ask the billionaire to turn $100 into $1 million business in 90 days. Without using the resources, without using the connections they have, without using the money they have or the team they have. So they take this billionaire to an area or a city where they don't know anyone, they have no resources, no money, and they try to build up the a business from scratch, from $100 to $1 million. So he took the challenge, and on at the end of the 90 days, he turned $100 or almost like $0 because he said $100 or $0 are the same. $100 is no money when you want to start a very big or impactful business. So he was able to turn $0 or that $100 into almost, I remember, $8 or $9 million. So basically, every single one is able to turn $0 just using your efforts and your time and your knowledge to turn it into a multi-million dollar business. So in this episode, I'm going to talk about a Stanford experience. The Stanford University, they did this experience with their students, and it helped them, or the experience helped the students understand the importance of innovation and creativity in creating successful business, in creating impactful business, versus some people who think that in order to be successful, in order to create a huge profitable business, you need a lot of loans and seed funds and capital and investors and so many different things. And I did this mistake. I did this mistake when I started with my own businesses. The first couple businesses I did, I went to the bank, I get some loans, I get like so much into debt, and at the end I didn't get the return that I wanted. They were working, they were generating some money, but for me, because I wasn't innovating enough, I wasn't creating enough. And in this example, I'm going to show you the framework. I'm going to show you the steps that Stanford University uses with their students to teach them how to create an innovative offer or innovative solution so you can sell it at a higher price. So before talking to this, I'm talking about my own experience. All the businesses I invested so much money at, like upfront in loans and seed funding, I got to nowhere because I wasn't focusing on creating a high value and asking the people who have a specific problem to pay me high ticket for that solution when I try to solve that problem to them. So I did this mistakes in so many businesses. I failed in all of them, not because of the business, because of my execution and because of my way of thinking and practicing business. But later on with my current business, I said, like, I have to change the way I do business. And what I did, I started with no cash, with zero investment, only using my resources, my knowledge, my experience, my education, my work with the previous client. And I created what I have right now, the brand Smart Income. And the Smart Income, I help other people to scale their businesses at like using the digital, using the online, because I found that is a big problem for almost every single business owner or entrepreneur, especially the ones who don't have a heavy presence online, or the ones who have heavy presence online, they don't know how to monetize all the efforts that they are doing. They are spending so much time, they are spending so much and wasting so much time on social media, and they don't know how to monetize all that work and all that time. So with that being said, with my current business, because I started to use those kind of innovative framework to change the way and my perception on creating the right offers for my audience, I started to get better results. So literally, I turned $0 to like couple tens of thousands of dollars in no time. And the time I'm working, the time frame I'm working was like almost like few hours a week. So the concept works because this is really what people want. People, they don't want, or your audience, your customers, they don't want you to create a solution and just like slam that solution at their face if they don't really need it in first place. So you need to understand that there is a demand and with your community, with your audience, with your customers for the solution that you want to create. So basically, you have to start with the problem they have. You want to create that solution for your customers, and then you can charge a premium price. So this is what Stanford University did with their students. They have a course called like a course dedicated for innovation and creativity for the business students at Stanford University. And the name of the professor is Tina Seelig, and she does this experience or this experiment at the end of the course with all the students who went through this course. And the experiment is this: when students, they come to the final test or to write their own test, they will find an envelope. And in this envelope, they have, when they open it, they find that they only have $5 in this envelope and a piece of paper saying you have to turn this $5 into a product or a business, and you need to make the most profit or the most return on investment, the most money you can on those $5 when you use them, but you only have 2 hours. So literally, students, they have only 2 hours to turn a $5 into the most profitable business or the most return or money possible they can. So and I will show you like how people, they started to think and this experiment, and you see yourself where you see like where you fit exactly in what position of the framework of how people think about creating a solution or think about creating an offer or a product. So we have the classical thinking, we have the between thinking, like the usual thinking, and we have the innovative and creative thinking. So I'm going to cover those based on that study, based on that experiment at Stanford University, so you can see yourself where you fit in that path, and what you should do to change the way you create your offer and you create your solutions. So literally at the end of this experiment, like Dr. Tina Seelig, what she did, she offered all the students. So she took the number of students she has, and she divided them into 14 teams, like 14 small teams. And she said, you have $5 in 2 hours, and you have to turn that $5 in the most profitable business you can in those 2 hours. And at the end, you do a presentation. You have a couple days to come back and present in front of everybody, like hundreds of students. You're going to showcase what you did with those $5 in 2 hours and how you were able to create the profit that you have created. So literally everybody has the same resources, they have the same time, they have the same money, they have the same, or maybe not the ability, because now that is the difference between each team. So literally this is what she did. And at the end of the experiment, when she created the assessment, like her assessment on this experiment, this is how she classified people. How do they think when they create a solution or when they create their own offers and products? So she said the first group, a group of people, and that included couple teams. Like couple teams, what they did, they have the classical way of thinking, like to make money, I should be lucky. I should base my my future income or revenue based on luck. So those kind of teams, what they did, some of them, they went and bought a lottery ticket for $5. They said like, I have only $5. This is the resources I have. I cannot like do much with $5. So they went and bought a lottery ticket. Other people, they said like $5 is nothing. So let's gamble. Let's do some gambling with that. So also like gambling is based on luck. And when you base your solution, when you base your business on luck, you get nowhere. So literally, when you create a business and you have no concrete plan, you don't have audacity goals, you don't work like with persistence on your goals to reach that kind of result that you want, you get nowhere. So people who position their success based on luck will get nowhere. And those teams in this experiment, they got nowhere. They lost. They wasted their $5 and they got nothing. So the second group of people or teams, what they did, she said they have the usual way of thinking. Like you buy something and then you put some markup or some profit on that thing. So I buy, for instance, some equipment or some tools, and I put some profit on those tools, and then I will sell them at a profit. So this is very, very common, and I have like cousins, I have lots of friends, they do that. And nothing wrong with it, but still, it is like you are competing against so many different products. You are not creating something that literally impact the community, the like people around you. It doesn't impact the world in first place. So this way of the usual way of thinking, or let's say the up-level classical way of thinking, it makes some profit, but the profit is very minimal. So those people, like those teams in the usual way of thinking, what they did, some of them, they bought some lemonade, some lemon, they made lemonade, and they sold that at small profit. Some of them, they bought some equipment and some tools for cleaning, and they resold those at a profit. So they were able to make some profit. But she said like this way of thinking is very, very, very low in innovation and creativity, and doesn't make you literally the results, the money, the time, the energy that you want in your business. So now she started to say, like there are like some groups who are innovative and creative, but not on the top of the innovation and creativity ladder. But those people, what they did, they started to look around like in the city. And I think the city, it was Palo Alto in US. So they started to look in the city. They said like what kind of problems the city has, or the people who live in the city have. So we can solve those problems and we can charge big money for that problem. Some of them, what they did, they looked at the restaurant business, and they said they saw big waiting times and lineups front of restaurants. So what those group of students, what they did, they went and booked the seats in advance, and when the time of like a supper come at a certain day, they offered those seats at a profit like $20 or $30 per seat. So they were able to create an innovative solution for a big problem people are facing in this city, which is like booking and waiting to get the seat in a restaurant. So they were able to sell those kind of seats at the time of the peak or the highest traffic at those restaurants at a profit like $20 or $30 per seat. They were able to make basically lots of profit based on the resource, the $5 they have. So they were able to turn the $0 or $5 they had into a couple hundreds of dollars. So the other group, and this innovative and creative way of thinking, which is not the top and like the top ladder of innovation and creation, but they were able also to create some solutions because they focus on problem solving. So some of them, they looked at the university at Stanford and they said, most students, they have bikes. So we're going to offer bike services. So what they did, they offered a free checkup for bikes tires, like to check the air in the tire for free. But if they fill your tires, they're going to charge you $1. and they were able to make couple hundreds of dollars with that. And then they upgraded the idea. They said, we're going to fill your tires for free. We're going to check your tires for free, and you are free to give us the money like you like. And they were able to generate more money in those 2 hours. The last group and the most innovative group, and this is what they did exactly. And based on that group, I'm going to give you the 6 points, literally, that Tina and her team, and this is what she teach like for her students, how to become creative, how to become innovative, how to create innovative products and offers that really people need and want. So, and when you do that, literally people, they come to you and beg you for this kind of offers or solutions. So the last group, the most innovative, the most creative group, this is what they did. They did what they call the assessment. All right, so we have some resources, which is like the $5 and the 2 hours. So they started to assess the situation. They said $5 is nothing, no money. 2 hours is very short period of time. So we don't have much time and we don't have much resources, especially in terms of money, to create the most profitable and the most money that we can. But they paid attention to one thing that every single other student didn't pay attention to, which is the 3 minutes presentation. They said, like, we're going to have a 3 minutes presentation. So this is the piece that we're going to focus on. So remember, at the beginning of this study, what Dr. Tina did, she gave her students $5 to turn it like into most profit possible in just like 2 hours. And after a couple of days, they're going to create a presentation, and they only have 3 minutes. Each team will have 3 minutes to present, to showcase their results. So the last team, what they did, they said, we're going to use those 3 minutes to our advantage, and we're going to make our money on those 3 minutes. So this is what they did. They look at Stanford University and the same, what the innovative and creative, the previous innovative and creative group did. They said, we're going to focus on the problem solving, and we're going to create the best solution for that problem. So they saw that we are a university, and most students, what they need an internship. They need to be placed in different well-known companies so they can get the experience they want in the fields that they are working at. So they said, we're going to sell this 3 minutes. We're not going to showcase our results. We're going to sell that 3 minutes, that stage, that time into a well-known company to come and present instead of us, front all of those students for 3 minutes about their programs. And this is what they did. So they sold that position. They sold their position front of that audience, which is like hundreds of people. So they brought one company who paid them $650 for this kind of an advertisement on stage. So at the time of the presentation, every single group of those students, what they did, they presented, they showcased. When it came to that group of people, what they did, they gave the stage for another company to showcase her program, and they paid them $650, and they were the most successful group and innovative and creative group of students in this study, this experiment. So literally, what we need to do in our business or in creating our offers, and I'm going to give you the 6 points. Like, those 6 points are super important. I'm going to focus on them because they are super important to keep them in your mind, so you don't lose focus when you want to create an innovative solution for a specific problem for a specific audience. So before talking about this, like what they did, they created, or they understood the importance of having a community, of having an audience, and how they can monetize that, like what's happening in front of that audience. So how they can share their position, so they can make the most profit possible without like harming the audience. Like, they literally, that company, they came, showcased, and they took a couple students. So literally, like it wasn't like a waste of time or boring ad or spam or scam. It was really a good offer. So literally, they created a good offer out of a big problem that every single student will have, at least in this experiment. So literally, this is what they did. So the 6 points are, but before we tap on those 6 points, I want to acknowledge like people who are live with us. Omar says innovation is key to our success. Thank you for sharing. So thank you so much, Omar. And I know like also like the solution that you are creating is very innovative, and I like you to share some of it in the comment section. So even like I'd like whoever you're watching right now live or later on the replay, put in the comment section like what you did exactly to create an innovative solution or a creative solution for your audience, and how much do you charge for that? Because at the end, when you charge money, it's not only about the money, it is how you can hold your customers accountable when they pay you the money. And I spoke about this point a lot in the previous episodes. So the 6 points of innovation and creation that Dr. Tina Silek focus on are, the first one is, or she break down those into two sides, internal and external. And if you took one of my courses, I always say, like literally when you create an offer, you have internal vehicle, which is like you, like what happens inside you as a person, as the entrepreneur, as the coach, as the business owner, and you have the external factors. So how to harmonize those two together, you create what we call the vehicle. Your vehicle or your instrument is the solution, is the offer. So those are the 6 points. Three of them are internal, are related to you as the entrepreneur, and three factors are external, like related to your environment, related to your economy, what's happening around you, the external factors that impact you, but they are not, you don't have much say about them. And when you harmonize those together, when you put those together, you create your vehicle, you create your solution, you create your product or your service or offer. So those 6 points are the most important part. The most important one of them is knowledge. So the first one is knowledge. The more knowledge you have, the more practice and information of a specific topic that you have, the more creative and the more innovative and the more you become aware of creating solution that literally people want and literally to change the people lives and literally solve their own problems. So knowledge is an internal thing, and it is the most important component when it comes to creating innovation and creative like offers. The second one is imagination. So right now you have the knowledge, you have the information, you have the practice, you have the experience. So how to put that in an innovative way, like how you can imagine the future, how you can imagine the results, how you can imagine like how to put all those puzzles together to create the solution that you should be creating. And imagination, remember, it is the only thing that we have as human beings that differentiate us from other species when it comes to thinking. So imagination is the second important part when you have the right knowledge and you start putting that knowledge to imagine like what kind of future result could be. Now you are starting to create an innovative solution. The third one, which is also internal, it is the attitude. It is you, like how you're going to practice all of that. How persistent are you going to be when you like in applying and approaching people when you're trying to solve their own problems? So literally, thanks Omar for sharing about your mission and about what you're doing, the Gamma Shift. And by the way, Omar, I know he help cafe owners, coffee shops to literally scale their business in non-usual way. So stay in touch with Omar if you have a coffee shop or a coffee idea. He is the genius in that. So three components are internal and three components are external. The internal ones are knowledge, imagination, and attitude. The three externals that literally impact also your solution, impact your offer are the resources that you have. In this experiment, most people what they had the $5. Sometimes the resources are strong, sometimes they are not much. Most important resources when you don't have the right money or the right time or the right people or the right business or the right idea, the most important resource that you have is your knowledge. So it goes back to your internal. So three factors in the external are your resources. The second external factor is the environment or the habitat, like your environment, like what's going on in the environment. Is the audience ready? Are you solving literally a big problem for your audience? Like what's happening? And the third external one is the culture, and the culture in your business, the culture of your employees, of your staff, the mission-based business. And this is why it is important to create a mission-based business, not only to create a business that sells for profit. So now your team comes together based on mission-driven business. They are creating what they are creating, like they are putting so much from themselves, from their energy, from their own time, and that you cannot monetize it. Like literally, when you bring people on a mission, it could not be monetized. Like money is just a medium, just to collect something like as a benchmark, as a KPI of what you're doing. So those kind of culture that you create in your business and you create with your community, with your audience, is super important because it brings people together on a stronger base, not only related to a transaction, but it is related to something way bigger than themselves, way bigger than the issues and the problems they are facing right now. So I will repeat those 6 points. Those 6 points are super important. You have to have them. You have to assess them every single time you create an offer, you create a message. But remember, your offer doesn't need to be a product or a solution all the time. It could be a message on social media. Could be like you're trying to close a deal. You are communicating with someone. So everything that we do on a daily basis is an offer. So those 6 points are your knowledge, three factors internal and three factors external. The internal one are knowledge, your attitude, and your imagination, how you can put everything together to make things happen. The three factors outside you or outside your, or they are like in your environment, are the environment itself, the habitat. The second external factor is the resources that you have, and the third one, and also it is very important, is the culture that you create in your team and the culture that you create around your business, or the mission or the purpose-based business that you create. So remember those 6 points. Remember this experiment. Remember my own example, like what happened in my businesses. Remember Grant Cardone like experiment in the Undercover Billionaire. Like what happened with all those people, how they were able to create a successful, profitable business out of nothing, just counting on those 6 points. Just counting on problem solving and creating innovative and creative solution for their audience and their like the people around them. So this is it for today. I will leave you with those 6 points. Apply those 6 points in your business. Remember, literally, if you want to be successful, if you want to make the profit that you want, if you literally want people to beg you to work with you and to pay you the money that you want, because literally when you create the right value, when you sell that value at any price, people will buy because they are getting so much in return, like in exchange of the money they are giving you. So literally, like, always remember this formula that I always share with my students. Every single dollar that people invest with you, they have to get $10 or 10 times in value created in return. So if you do that correctly, literally you can change mountains with what you do in your business, with what you do in your offer. So with that being said, like remember that you are not in the business of just creating an offer or creating a product or a solution. You are literally in the business of changing people's lives, and to change people lives, you have to go in the ways that people or other business owners or other entrepreneurs or other coaches they don't go through that path. Because most people, what they do, they focus so much on the money. And when you focus so much on the money and you don't know how to create the right value and create the right demand for exchange of that value, you cannot make the money or the time or the energy that you should be making in your business. So with that being said, like if you didn't join my Facebook group 100% Profit yet, join, because I'm posting a free online course that literally summarize everything that I do on the live show for free. There is no hypes and no sales attached. Join this group, learn, share your experience, share your knowledge, try to benefit as much as you can, and also try to help other people as much as you can. We are all in this community to help and support each other. So with that being said, I will leave you with this today, with those 6 points. Apply them. If you have any question, put that in the comment section, and I will see you tomorrow with a new question and a new topic. This is George, and have a great and beautiful day.